G'day and welcome back to Pillars of Ranternity. It's been a couple of weeks for me because I had a trip overseas and that kind of disrupts recording. And again, I'm trying to record ahead, but as I recall, we were headed to Caed Nua, which is one of the many places that the Kickstarter content really kind of intrudes into the game design, because they had a pretty awesome idea to inspire stretch goals. But let's see what we can do when we get there, rather than talk about it too much now. I really need to move this game to my SSD because, whoo boy, these load times are crazy. And you can probably hear my cat in the background. Right. So yes, we just travelled. So if we were to look at the global map, we're on Magran's Fork and we're headed straight for Caed Nua. The plan here is to basically try and, as much as possible, skip going through the non-Caed Nua components. Which means, by the way, sneaky times. And we'll go via the road. Because you get a player stronghold. Oh, we have apparently been spotted. By something?
Found it!
Oh, sweet. I'll take that.
Saw you in the flames.
Okay, here we go. Squatting at the base of this statue is an incredibly ugly man, with bulging red cheeks raked by pox scars and a scraggly beard. He's sweating as if he has a fever, but his breathing is measured and steady, like a slow push of a blacksmith's bellows. With that comparison feels strange and unwelcome. The next comparison, possibly sparked by his grin, is that of a bear trap, and then out of nowhere there's a hint of there's the hint of alchemical fire. That fades almost as soon as you identify the smell.
Come to pray at the statue?
The question mark is barely there as the man makes the statement. The statue takes on a reddish cast, as if one is holding a torch to it, then slowly blossoms into waving flames. The man doesn't turn as the statue blossoms into fire.
The others are welcome, but it's best if just you and I trade words, and your shadows stay quiet. Hands off their weapons, both arcane and steel.
His face
It's
tenses.
only you I want to trade words with anyway.
Fair enough.
I swear before the whore that is Margaret, no harm will come to you in her shadow. If that's enough of a promise for you.
I kind of
If
like...
not...
A staff rests easily in his hand. It wasn't there a moment ago. I really like the way that you've got... Like, you don't even get to see what you would have been able to say if you knew Margaret. So let's focus our gaze on the staff. The staff looks thick, stout, of blackened ash once burned by a terrible fire. Beneath the ash, the lines in the wood bear shapes and patterns, and there's a certainty the staff was once something far more dangerous. But not now. As you study it deeper, it shimmers slightly in your eyes, like the water catching the light, weaving across the statue. Whatever power was bled from the staff, it doesn't make it or the wielder any less dangerous. You look up to see the man watching you, studying the staff. As his gaze meets yours, he nods with a humorless smile. Let's have a look at the statue. The weaving firelight from the statue gives off no heat, so much so you wonder if it's some trick of the mind. The ugly man before you doesn't seem to notice it or feel it, although the sheen on his brow is still present, as if he's burning from within. Strange choice of company. Stone seems cold comfort. The man smiles slightly at your word, then nods, never taking his eyes off you. I could do better, though the road holds little else. His eyes run the length of your frame, and he follows it with a sneer. Until now.
The world holds many whores we worship. Respect comes with honest titles. I bet even you have gone against instinct in exchange for a little copper, or paid for such in countless ways. But if I give offense, if words are all that are left to a man, then why in the dear wood of all places he should have leave to speak them?
Study the man. The sudden weaving flames from the statue of Magran cast more light on his features. The man's robes are dirty, stained with grease and other marks of the road. The hems of his robes, including the sleeves, are burned at the edges, as if he walked a great distance across a fire, then reached into the flames with his hands to pull something out. A lot of fire. Really wish I knew more about Magrin. I didn't catch your name, or why you'd want to speak with me.
I didn't give it. You probably find names as useless as I do. The names that litter this world,
I mean,
like
I know his
debris,
name's Durance
are
because
hard
it said
enough to
that.
wrap around the tongue. And what do they matter? It's what's beneath the skin and the letters I care about. What burns within. It's more important to me you're a watcher than whatever culture or accent decorates your letters like awkward crowns. Take pride in your actions, not where you hail from, or how your name rolls off whatever liar's tongue coats it now.
I see.
If you need a title to hang on me to match your own, Watcher, then call me Durance. And as you observe souls, I test them.
Durance here, by the way, is a cleric, and we'll come to that because he's going to join us. How do you know I'm a watcher? Durance shakes his head and his hands curl tightly on his staff. I can see the questions bubbling up. Let them burn away one by one.
I am a missionary. I walk this diseased nation with its heathen, its people so careless with the spirits of others and their own, watchers among them. Yes, I know you for what you are, and your name doesn't interest me. Names are for honest folk. And you are a crack that shines light from another place. We're meant to travel together, you and I. Saw you in the flames. Not your face, but that soul of yours. All tightened up, like a huntsman's knot.
You saw my soul in the flames?
There's things we can teach each other. If you're in need of answers to your mantle of questions.
Yeah, sure. Answers are useful.
I don't force my words on anyone other than you. I don't care who walks with you or what their mewling problems and politics are. There's enough howling in the world without me stoking that fire. I won't take from your provisions, don't need much on the road. I can carry my weight, which is considerable. Many will stand against you. They probably already have, from what I can see. Left their marks, it seems. Like a trail, worming its way behind you.
If your stone mistress there allows it, then come on.
Her? Don't fear her jealousy. Let us see what the road holds, Watcher.
Goddess of War and Flame. Dozens of names have been scratched into the stone. Okay. So,
Margarin's fire casts light.
we're again gonna sneak along. I think we want to go down. I'm not sure if we want to go down or we want to go right. Let's check. I mean, we want to leave the right edge of the map, and we'll explore this later. I may explore it off, or I may basically have an episode that shows that exploration. Alright, look, we've spotted you. There, that one, get that one! Okay, right. So, let us swap and pop him, her. Adir. You got a ranged weapon, you got arcane assault, and a couple of spells. Oh wow, Adir's right at the, not Adir, you're right at the front. We probably should fix that. And you can come up beside him. Endurance, you come up beside him as well. Because we kind of want to intercept some people. There you go. Okay. You are not actually doing that well. That's less than ideal. And you can knock down him. And you... Do you have a ranged weapon or a melee weapon? Melee weapon. Go pop her. And how about you cripple... Really? That refreshes as soon as I do that.
Hey.
Interesting.
Yes?
Oh. So you just fell over. So yeah, they're knocked out. They're gonna regenerate when they come up next. She got taken down. Come on, I said blind him. Did that work? That looks like it worked, yeah. Excellent. And might as well just continue to use those. You've got a healing and a radiance. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, cool. And you're gonna wake up. But you have been injured, right? So he's got a reduced reflex.
Just say the word.
Okay. So this is relevant because we can give that to him. Otherwise, the wand is complete, almost identical. Actually, this wand is slightly better. Wait, I want to compare it with his. I will just put that there anyway. And Ladrana's orders. Seems I have no choice than to provide you with instructions. Redrick's forces are spread thin, and the road through the south of the Gilded Vale lies unguarded. Given those favourable circumstances, I'm sure that you can manage to handle a peasant or two. The archers tell me that Kolsch's men made south after their escape. If you should happen to retrieve one of their number, I may be convinced to forgive your previous mistakes. For the last time, you are to keep clear of Defiance Bay. I know that you cannot be trusted to acquire a useful specimen, even with even a modicum of discretion. I have no qualms whatsoever about using what materials I have at my disposal instead. Oh. Okay, sure. That is interesting. I'm just going to dump the rest of this into the stash.
Leave it to me.
Everyone sneak.
Light,
Everyone
flame,
sneak.
and sound.
And,
Keep to ourselves.
yeah, so it's a pity that we had Eloth fall over then. Definitely not what we're after. Yep, idea. So this is gonna take us south. We don't actually want that. I want to go east. So I guess we're gonna need to go up more. Oh, there was an exit that way. Alright, so that's an interesting little tidbit. I guess we'll come back to it later. Hey,
You
come
must
on.
gather your party before
You
venturing
guys.
forth.
Just say the word.
Thank you. Black Meadow. Okay, now we've got to get to the eastern edge of this next map. It's all about getting across.
I'm on it.
Ah, that's right. The shipment.
I shall be
The Smith's shipment quest is on this map. And I think it was on one of these maps. Oh, no. That thing's a bit bigger and tougher than I want to deal with. So let's go along here. And if you can hear that in the background, that is one of my cats begging to be let outside. But tough. Alright. Cool. Dead Dragon. I think it was this map, but it might have been one of the others. No, it can't be this map. There was one map which has the graveyard on it. And there's a lot of graves here, so I'm just going to check what goes to the north first. Ah, here's our shipment, by the way. Might as well deal with this. Scavenger. So, we can talk to him. And I might do that
word.
anyway. What? Who's this? Blazes Willem, you useless bastard! Get her! We'll add her gear to the pile! Okay. Thought so. Now. But given that's the case, I just wanna, hey. Where is our quick save? It's not an autosave, it was a quick save. We made a quick save. I pressed the quick save. There it is. So the plan here is to hit him from stealth. That's one of the reasons to sneak everywhere. I don't see a disadvantage. You... Bandit leader. I mean, if it's in bandit leader, And you can start moving that way. Intercept him. And you attack.
Yeah.
Hey! The frag? I told you to do stuff. And you? That's ridiculous. Seriously? What the hell are you doing? There you go. You wanna knock over him, and you...
Just say the word.
Thank you. There we go. I don't know why that conversation cancelled out
Just
orders.
say the word.
That is not cool, game. Okay, we'll take that. Thank you. We take this.
I'll go on ahead.
And we'll just get all our bits and pieces.
Nothing will slip past me.
That does,
Leave it
by
to me.
default, send the closest person. But I know there was a thing. Whatever. The bit I want to talk about can be handled some other time. Let's get back to fast mode. Hey, let's have a look at this dragon. Okay, just field mice picking the dragon clean, apparently. Interesting. Ah, okay. That looks delightful. So many dead dragons. Well, drakes, possibly. They got claws as well, which means I think technically we're talking dragons. Because there's... oh, rather than like wyvern or something. Excellent! Cadenua. Marvellous. Pushing on with the main quest. That's the aim of the game. And collecting companions as we do so. Because we should get one more here. And the point is, we want ourselves a shiny new area and companion. Just off the side of the path into Cadenua stands an imposing figure. A tall, thick-set Amawa, clad in worn armor and peering up at the outer walls of the keep. In his hand is a small piece of charcoal, and it works feverishly, taking notes upon a small scrap of paper. More than once, he has to reach up to prevent his colourful cap falling off his head as he gazes upward. That mouldy brickwork must be fascinating. The man looks over at you, blinking in surprise. His face splits into a wide and very toothy grin, and he waves the parchment in greeting.
It is. Well, not the wall itself, perhaps. The construction is very traditional. There are names scratched upon some of the bricks, just there. Workers and masons, I expect, carving a little immortality for themselves. It's a fine keep, Cadenua. 2 centuries to its name, and abandoned for nearly as long.
Cadenua. Okay, so I've been pronouncing it incorrectly.
But the truly interesting part is in there, and I haven't had much luck in reaching the keep itself. I hoped to find the master of this place, a man by the name of Meerwald, but it seems that he either holds his privacy most dear, or else has been devoured by his house guests.
Why haven't you gone inside? Well, it's just there are a great many dangerous creatures between the keep and I. I did make an attempt, of course, and I was chased away by dark spirits. What do you want from Meerwald?
Knowledge. Or, to be less clever about it, a certain text. I've come in search of a great treasure, you see. Not gold or silver, but the Tanvi Oratoa. You might call it the Book of Virtues. It's a sacred text of Rauatai, but we possess only a small fragment of it.
Interesting. A year I've journeyed in search of the rest, and I found evidence suggesting that the original lies here, beneath the keep. I want to ask Merwald if he knows of it. And you, my friend, why are you here? Apparently I'm something called a Watcher, and Merwald can tell me what it means.
A Watcher? You've spoken with spirits? There are many questions I would ask if I could do the same.
It's a little overrated. Well, perhaps we can help one another. The grounds are infested with all manner of beasts. I have never seen the like, and I do not want to risk it alone, but you seem capable. Together, I'm sure we could manage it, and then we can both ask our questions of Merwald. Yeah, sure. Let's go meet Merwald then.
Lead on, my friend, and I will be at your heels. Ah, wait. Speaking of that, I ought to warn you first. Ondra's teeth, I nearly forgot.
Hey.
I have, at times, been followed. It began in Adir, and in Exometal they attacked outright. I believe they do not wish for me to find what I am looking for.
I appreciate you telling me about it, because a number of games which have a companion that doesn't tell you this stuff.
I say believe, but I have been told as much by one of my would-be assassins. I pay them little mind. Humorless sorts in long robes. But it's why I bought the sword, you see. And it's only fair that you should know.
You seem very calm about this.
Well, it's not as if I'm going to turn around and go home at their urging. If their previous efforts are anything to go by, we have very little to worry about.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Following your lead.
So this guy is a chanter. Chanters are kind of the bards of Pillars of Eternity. Jeez, remember the name of the game you're playing, right? But they work a bit differently, right?
Just
so
say the word.
So far we've had a rogue, we've had a wizard, we've had a fighter, and now a cleric. All of those work very much like your standard D&D kind of thing.
Following your
Whereas your chanter works quite differently. Chanters kind of have a spin-up, like the spellcasters, but they have a spin-up process. And so you've got a series, what you kind of do with them is you set up in their spell list. How do I actually do it again? Jeez.
Following your lead.
Can I do it here? No. Edit chance. Okay, there we go. There's probably a shortcut that I can think of. I can't currently think of. But anyway, so you set up these chants, right? So what will happen is he'll kind of automatically cast or gain the ability, cast these spells, and he's going to kind of wind up the ability to cast other spells. So he's got these area effects, and so he'll first cast this area effect, and then he'll cast this one, and it'll go back and forth. I think this is a fairly decent one. It gives us bonuses to will effects, and gives us bonus to movement speed and reflex effects. That basically gives us a boost to all saves. So right now that seems pretty fine to me. But we're just going to check outside the walls, and then we'll see if we can get in and start dealing with the creatures, and we'll get to see. But he does also get spells, but those spells require phrases to have been chanted. So basically, you can't open... He can cast spells every combat, but they've got to wind up to it. You can't open with those spells, ever. Okay, so we got this place. The Shattered Cask Ale and everything, but we don't see any cool things hidden here. So let's head back down south. We can see what we can find at the south end as well. It's all about just trying to make sure that we're doing this the sensible way. And then we'll probably do our first combat and wrap up the episode. And we'll see how interesting the fights are here. If they're tricky, then we can, you know, deal with them.
Quick
Oops,
and
I
quiet.
turned off the fast mode before. Then we'll deal with them on camera, and if they're kind of straightforward, then we'll deal with them off camera. Or you'll get like a montage or something. It depends on how well I can edit it together. Okay.
Old and dry with cobwebs in every crack. It reminds me of Woodica.
Okie dokie. So we start off
Yeah.
making sure that I've had the opportunity to swap. And then you blind this thing.
Just say the word.
Okay, I missed. Swap out. Everyone smash in. I'm just gonna use basic attacks right now.
How bad?
This is what I wanted to know. If that would happen. Okay, now you, Adir. So, here we go. This is Durance and Kana, so yeah, let's just repeat. Oof. That does not look good for me. Second wind. You. Let's do the holy energy. Yeah, holy energy. Now. You knock something down. I really need some. I said knock him down. And you. What do we got? Barbs of Condemnation. Blessing. Restore minor endurance on me. Thank you very much. How are we doing for chance? Oh, that's right. Here's a big old... like, he's got a really big arquebus and otherwise, like, a really big old thing. Aha! Fantastic. You're dead. You need to knock down this thing. Really? I disengaged? That's not what I wanted to do, game. Again, let's try and restore light endurance. Restore light endurance. We'll do that.
Mowing.
Okay. Let's just attack this, and you... Okay, we've got one champ finished. Oh wow, okay. Problem is, yeah, we're just not hitting very well. Unfortunately, the shadow is attacking a deer. Good. Okay. Change back.
Not a problem.
Need to remember to use those things. Also,
Yeah.
now we're in this combat area. Yeah. Alright, we'll let this... Ooh. I'm out of those. Really?
Just say the word.
Okay, damage reduction for everyone that can take damage reduction or heal multiplier. No, we'll take damage reduction. And with that, we'll pick it up next time after we wake up